right out the gate. I'm just going to dive straight into this because my brain is literally buzzing from these Tuesday, April 14 General Hospital spoilers. It's a lot to unpack. And honestly, I'm sitting here vibrating with anxiety, but Sonny is not freaking out, which is wild to me. I mean, his ride or die, his right-hand man, Jason, is literally scooped up by the feds. WSB got him locked down in a holding cell somewhere, breathing recycled air. And Sonny's mob forces are looking mad soft right now. Like squishy. Vulnerable as hell. And you got Sidwell just lurking in the cut like a creep, ready to pounce on him at any given second. But Sonny, he knows exactly what he got to do right now. Defensive mode is activated. He's locking it down. And obviously he is plotting to find Jason and pull off some crazy rescue mission. You really think he is just going to leave Jason to rot in federal lockup? Nah, man, you got to look at the history here. Jason has taken so many bullets, so many charges for this dude. Sonny would be totally heartless to just ghost him and leave him to drown in his own legal problems, right? I mean, there is a massive educational lesson here about loyalty. Real loyalty. It's not just some buzzword you throw around on Instagram when things are good, when UR back is against the wall and UR empire is crumbling into dust. You don't abandon UR day ones. You calculate. You stay stoic. You wait for the right moment to strike. That's what Sonny is demonstrating. Patience under absolute chaotic fire, teaching us that panicking never solved a damn thing. Like you ever been in a situation where everything is falling apart? Your primal instinct is to scream or run. But true leadership, which is what Sonny has despite his massive toxic flaws, is about breathing through the anxiety. He knows the WSB wants him to make a sloppy move. They want him to rush in guns blazing so they can nab him too. But he ain't falling for it. He is setting up the board like a chess grandmaster. He knows you got to control your emotions before they control you. You can't save anybody if you are sitting in the cell next to them. Meanwhile, you got Rick and the rest of the Corinthos bloodline literally pacing holes in the floor, sweating bullets over Sonny. They all know what Sidwell is scheming and who the ultimate target is. It's bad. Really bad. Rick is out here having some low-key, intense, shady convo with Turnabout Sonny's whole predicament. And him just wait, are they going to team up? Are Turner and Rick actually going to shake hands to protect the Don? I swear this dynamic is so crazy, but it teaches a super valuable lesson about family preservation and unlikely alliances. Sometimes in life, you got to ally with people, you don't even vibe with people, you maybe even hate just to protect the family unit. You put aside the petty beef when the whole house is on fire. You got to secure the perimeter first before you argue about who started the blaze. Rick knows that if Sonny goes down, the whole ecosystem collapses in Port Charles. Turner knows it too. It's like real-life geopolitics. You form strange bedfellows when a common enemy is at the gates trying to tear down the walls. You learn to compromise. That is a massive life skill right there. Compromise for survival. I mean, you can't just hold on to ancient grudges when your literal life is on the line. You got to be smart. You swallow your pride for the greater good. And honestly, it shows maturity, even in a mob setting. Survival requires you to evolve past your own ego. Okay, but let's pivot to the real heavy stuff, the hospital scenes. Bro, Curtis is at the hospital and he is in absolute agony, breaking down, heart shattered in a million pieces on the sterile linoleum floor. Just watching Jordan lying there in that bed, unconscious. The surgery is looming over them like a grim reaper. And she ain't waking up yet. You can feel the heavy air in that room just reading about it. Stella rolls up to visit, doing her auntie duties, but she can't even get in the room, so she is just hounding Curtis for updates. But here is the absolute kicker, the tragic tea. It ain't just the blunt force trauma or the broken bones. The docs might find out while operating that Jordan is carrying. Pregnant, but the baby might already be gone, deceased. Just typing that makes my stomach turn. This right here is a brutal and necessary lesson on the extreme fragility of human life. You think you got your whole future mapped out? You think you have tomorrow promised? You don't. Medical emergencies rip everything away in literally seconds. The grief Curtis is about to face. It's not just losing a future, it's mourning a whole possibility you didn't even know existed until it was snatched away by fate. You know? Like grief isn't a straight line. It's messy and ugly and it just swallows you whole. And honestly, it teaches us that we got to cherish every single mundane moment. We take our health and our loved ones for granted until we are sitting in a waiting room, drinking stale, awful coffee, praying to a God we haven't spoken to in years. Curtis is learning that the hard way right now. The psychological toll of losing a child you never even got to meet, it's unimaginable trauma. Society doesn't talk nearly enough about miscarriage and maternal trauma. We just sweep it under the rug and expect people to bounce back. But GH is putting it front and center. We need empathy. So much empathy for parents going through this hell. It's a deep educational moment on how to support grieving families. You don't tell them everything happens for a reason. You just sit with them in the dark. And speaking of messy, right outside or inside Jordan's sterile room, we got Isaiah and Portia beefing, arguing loudly over God knows what, while this poor woman is literally fighting for her damn life. Then here comes Lucas, steaming mad. Homie just barges in, screaming at them to GTFO, kicking them out to the curb like stray dogs. She is my patient, he's hollering. And honestly, valid. So hella valid. Lucas is asserting his dominance and he has a massive point here about medical ethics and protocol. You don't bring personal drama and loud arguments into a healing environment. You just don't. The educational value here is strict professional boundaries in the workplace. The Hippocratic Oath means protect the patient from everything, even other doctors who are acting a fool and forgetting their place. Lucas acting like a real shield here, showing us how to stand up for those who can't speak for themselves. Like, if you are unconscious, you need an advocate. Lucas is that advocate right now. Portia needs to check her massive ego at the sliding glass doors. You can't let personal vendettas or hospital politics compromise patient care. It's literally a violation of the core tenets of medicine and human decency. Professionalism isn't just wearing a white coat and carrying a stethoscope. It's acting like a professional when the pressure is on and emotions are high. Lucas is teaching a masterclass on how to shut down unprofessional behavior. You draw a hard line in the sand. You protect the vulnerable, period. Then you got Willow trying to play God with this whole adoption thing. She's pushing so hella hard for Chase and Brooklyn to get baby Phoebe. Willow thinks she's got it all figured out. Totally cocky about it. Telling Nina, oh, I'm doing this to repay Chase. Like it's some transactional debt. You can't buy Karma, Willow. You can't just orchestrate human lives to clear your own conscience. But what she don't know is the massive storm that's brewing. Brooklyn is about to get hit with a hit and run charge. Blurry traffic cam footage. The cops think it was her who caused the accident and bailed out. The adoption paused. Maybe cancelled forever if BLQ actually goes down for this. The lesson here, you can't outrun the law, and also don't count chickens before they hatch. Circumstantial evidence can ruin her entire life in a split second. The justice system is super flawed, but you got to navigate it carefully. Brooklyn is innocent, or maybe not, but assumptions destroy families. The foster system is brutal too. You think you are about to give a kid a forever home, and boom, red tape, legal trouble, bureaucratic nightmares. It teaches us that good intentions are never enough in the real adult world. You need a clean record. You need luck. You need the system to actually work for. Willow's savior complex is blinding her to the harsh reality that you can't force destiny. If BLQ gets arrested, Phoebe goes back into the system. The trauma cycle continues for that poor kid. It's heartbreaking, but it's a harsh reality of how society functions. You, Gotta let things happen organically instead of forcing pieces of a puzzle together that don't fit. Plus, it teaches us about the modern surveillance state. You are always being watched. One blurry camera can literally dictate your entire future and strip you of your rights to adopt. It's terrifying, honestly. And Drew, man, still frozen, locked in syndrome on his bed at his house, just staring at the ceiling, counting cracks. But I see a twist coming. Someone is helping him in the shadows. He's getting better. Eventually, he's going to stop faking this paralyzed routine, which teaches us about extreme resilience and how the mind is an absolute weapon. You can be trapped in your own body, but still scheming. Survival is about deception sometimes. You gotta play weak when you are actually strong. Sun Tzu, Art of War type stuff right there. Drew is playing possum to figure out who his real enemies are. It's a masterclass in psychological warfare. You can't trust anyone. You have to rely on your own inner strength. The human brain is incredibly neuroplastic, which is an educational fact right there. The brain can rewire itself to heal from immense trauma, but you gotta have the willpower to push through the dark times. Drew is stuck in a flesh prison, but his mind is running marathons, plotting his revenge and his comeback. It's wild to think about how much control we actually have over our own bodies if we just harness our mental focus. But yeah, eventually he is going to snap out of it and shock everyone. I just wonder who the secret helper is. Probably someone we totally forgot about. Anyway, this whole week is going to be a roller coaster of trauma and lessons. You just got to strap in and watch the wreckage.